Welcome to the Windows and Computer channel, and this is an interesting little moment where we talk about Windows 10. We are, of course, on May the 10th, 2019, and today we learned a little something. It's a little scoop that comes from Paul Thurrott on Thurrott.com website. And, well, apparently, according to internal documents, Microsoft Windows 10 is now on 825 million devices around the world. That's a pretty nice number when you think about it. And, they wanted to have a billion devices by mid 2018, something like that. Well, they missed the mark a little bit, but still, 825 million devices isn't anything to, I think they can be proud of that achievement. They're still hanging on that number of there's a 1.5 billion PCs around the world, which, as we move ahead, is starting to I'm starting to wonder how many PCs actually exist around the world now. But anyways, Windows 10 started off in 2015, July of 2015, and that means we're going to have the fourth year anniversary in July this year, and so it took 40 years for it to arrive to 825 million devices. It is a dominant Windows operating system now, so it has more installs than Windows 7. And I mean, it's kind of interesting, and it's also interesting that they didn't mention that number at Build. They had so many conferences and they talked about so many things, and yet that number is not anywhere to be seen, and they haven't released anywhere that number basically. So 825 million and counting, of course. So this is, they're moving ahead for the billion eventually. And of course, as Windows 7 is going to be retired in January, maybe that will increase the pace of upgrades for the Windows 10 operating system. That's going to be an interesting thing to look at, of course. And now that we are close to the May 2019 update release that will happen in a couple of weeks, it's funny because I got a few people saying, well, it's already out. No, it's not. It's at the end of, for everybody, it's at the end of the month. It's out if you want to be an insider. You can go to the release preview and there you'll get it. But apart from that, it's not available yet. And it's supposed to be available somewhere by the end of May, is what they say. So where we go from now, it's going to be interesting. We're testing out in the insider side the 20H1, and this is an interesting discussion. When, wow, and how long will all of this go? We still hear people saying, well, I see everywhere Windows 11 is coming. Nope, Microsoft is still on the Windows 10 is the last version of Windows that will simply evolve over time. And this is going to be interesting. It also is interesting to note that as we move on, I mean, each version of Windows 10 is good for 18 months. And at first, the support for Windows 10 was to be until 2025. We'll be at 2020 in less than a little more than 6 months from now. And that's halfway, that 10 year. And I mean, we're getting new versions of Windows 10. They'll have to, I guess, eventually push that date. I don't know exactly, but maybe they're just surfing on a 18-month cycle and continuing the Windows 10 development so that it actually is uh, interesting. There's a lot of things that change also over the years. I mean, from the July 2015 release with a lot of people going nuts on privacy and okay, Microsoft snooping on us. And it's interesting because there's been that reaction for Windows 10. But yet, nobody complains about how snooping we get a lot of snooping and a lot more on your smartphone with, Android and Google and iOS on Apple's side. They snoop more than Windows does, actually. and nobody complains about that. It's funny. It's as if, oh well, on the PC side of things, we shouldn't have things looking at our data and sending stuff. But we are in that era where telemetry is sent out, and some of it is useful. I mean, it helps Microsoft, and whatever you think, it's bad or not, it's your opinion. I still don't think they do anything bad with it, but that's my opinion. And of course, there's now a big change this year. We've learned that they're not going to force the upgrades, the feature updates anymore, and even some cumulative updates will be in a separate section that you can download and install. So things are really changing, and for the better for the users, honestly. Also, 2018 wasn't the best year for the updates. So with all that, I think that now Microsoft needs to take care and be very careful of what they're going to release and how well it's going to work. I mean, it's important. That's how it's going to go, and they need to have successful and good quality updates if they want to make sure that people with expiring Windows 7s will want to go to Windows 10 at the same time. So, hey, interesting. 825 million. If you enjoy my videos, please subscribe, give us thumbs up. Thank you for watching.